Good evening, everybody. Welcome to KUMB TV's Eyes Up Mother Brown. We are back once again for quite possibly West Ham United's biggest game since the Europa League semi-final last season when we faced Frankfurt.
Mother Brown.
And now I'm talking to myself again. There we go. Let's turn the volume down. Do it every week. One day I'll figure it out. I'll remember not to do it. Anyway, how you doing, folks? Hope you're all good and well. We are, of course, at the second leg of this quarterfinal. The first leg in Gent ended 1-1 last week. The Hammers took an early lead through Danny Ings before the home side equalised in the later on in the game and hit the bar a little bit after that. And quite frankly, probably on the balance of things, with a better side on the night, but different stories, of course, different proposition this evening. Hello. As Gent come to London for this second leg tie against the Hammers, which is just about to kick off. I'm just waiting for the game to start on my stream here. Strong team put out by David Moyes this evening, as you would expect in this competition. But before we get on to our game, there's been one or two very, very interesting well, I say results, but matches elsewhere that's still going on in the Conference League. Both ties that started early tonight, that's Fiorentina versus Lech Poznan and AZ Alkmaar versus Anderlecht, turned out to be quite something else in the end. The Fiorentina, who were, of course, 4-1 up from the first leg in Poland, it would be a breeze for them tonight in Italy. It didn't quite work out that way. The home side found themselves 2-0 down at one point to the Poles, who only needed one more goal to come back and make it 3-3 before Gaetano Castrovilli. Sorry, it was actually, I lie. It was actually 3-0 to the Poles. They did make it 3-0 in the end before Ricardo Sotil and Gaetano Castrovilli in added on time at the end of the game made the final score 3-2 to Lech Poznan, which meant the Italians are through at the semi-final 6-3 on aggregate. But quite some tie there. The game's just kicked off at the London Olympic Stadium. We'll come to that in just a second. The other tie between AZ Alkmaar and Anderlecht. Now, of course, you'll remember that Anderlecht were 2-0 up from the first leg. The other Belgian and Brussels-based team in the last eight. Vangelis Pavlidis scored twice in the opening 15 minutes for Alkmaar to once from the penalty spot to make it 2-2 on aggregate. Well, let's just see. It's Jared Bowen on the edge of the box looking to create an opening for West Ham, playing in all claret tonight against Gent in all white. It's come out to Paquetá. Paquetá tries to get it across the box. And West Ham keep possession, but we'll come back to that in a minute. Anyway, cut a long story short, it's still 2-0 in Holland to Alkmaar on the night. 2-2 on aggregate. We are into the second half of added on time. Still 2-0. The home side, it's fair to say, have been the stronger teams. 25 shots to Anderlecht, 6-7 against 3 on target, but it's still 2-0, and looks like that one could be going to penalties if we don't get a goal within the next 15 minutes. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that one. The other tie taking place in the Conference League this evening between Nice and Basel finished 2-2 in Switzerland in the first leg. I believe Nice were 2-0 up in that one before the home side came back. But anyway, that's one we're also going to be keeping an eye on tonight to see who West Ham could potentially face in the last four of the tournament. But of course, we've got our own job to do first, and that is against KAA Gent, who, as I said a few moments ago, put in a decent performance last week. Now, we did have a bit of, before tonight's game, there was a bit of a furore, you might say, whereby the away team asked UEFA if tonight's kickoff could be delayed by 15 minutes because they didn't arrive at the London Olympic Stadium until 7 p.m. Now, quite why that is the case, we don't know, because they've been in London since Tuesday. Quite why they left it till so late, we don't know. But anyway, UEFA refused that request, and Gent had barely any time to warm up before the game. So hopefully that is one of those little things that will go in West Ham's favour anyway. But yeah, there it is. West Ham kicking on the screen. If you're watching the stream, it's from right to left. Gent defending solidly in his opening couple of minutes, as you might expect, trying to perhaps take the steam out of West Ham's attack. But the Hammers first at every ball at the moment is Lucas Paquetá driving into the final third. Lovely little dink out to Jared Bowen, who takes a poor touch. But Soufal's got the ball again. Can he get across him? He can't. It's well defended, and it goes out for a throw into West Ham. But this is a good start from the Hammers so far here tonight. Looking much the stronger of the two teams, but I'm not surprised really, given the circumstances. Get away from home tonight, of course. And West Ham, the onus upon the Hammers, of course, to try and break down the visitors. Throw-in comes into the box. It's nodded on by Kurt Zouma. Nodded on again by Mickey Antonio. And Jared Bowen keeps it in, but there's an infringement somewhere because the referee has awarded a free kick to the home side. Sorry, to the visitors, should I say. And David Moyes chatting with Kevin Nolan, deep in conversation. Kevin Nolan watching his TV monitor. Just trying to find out who the referee is tonight. But anyway, how are you all, folks? Sorry, I haven't said hello. Hope you're all doing well. Dan, David, AD, Ian Paul Wright, Mark Pierce, Sean West, Flag Sandwich. Good to see you again. Craven's back in the house. AGXM, Tony Mitchell. Good to see you all, folks. Hope you've had a good week so far and hope you're doing all right. But let's have a look. Mickey Antonio looking to burst through, but held up yet again. And that's going to be another West Ham throw, I think. No, it's not. Now, Mickey Antonio's hobbling here. He's gone to ground, clutching his right Achilles. It was an accidental challenge there, but he's just taking a bit of time out. Back on his feet now, limping, but he's going to be okay, I think. Let's have a look at some of your predictions. What have we got? Let's have a look. AGXM going for a 2-1 win to the Hammers. Dan B going for a nervy win by 1 goal either way. Craven doesn't want to jinx it. Tony Mitchell going for a single goal victory. And Sean West going for a 2-0 win. David O'Rourke 3-1 to West Ham. So 2-0 for Ian Paul Wright as well. So you're all very, very confident tonight. I've got to say, I've got a funny feeling about this one tonight. I'm hoping it's completely misplaced concerns, but you know, I've got to worry about tonight. I don't know, but anyway, let's hope I'm wrong and you're all right. Try and get the ball in from the right hand side, but it's well blocked. And Paquetá with the ball on the edge of West Ham's box, looking to bring it out, which he does cleverly. That's really good stuff. Actually, does it really well. Finds Ben Rama, who finds Jared Bowen. Now West Ham bursting on the right hand side. Soufal on the overlap takes the ball, but is challenged, and the ball goes out for a West Ham throw in on that right hand side. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know why. I'm nervous. Unnecessarily, Steve's got it. Steve Page, 2-1 to West Ham, nervy. Yeah, I've got the nerves as well. I just hope that, as I say, they're misplaced and the Hammers are going to put on a performance and prove my doubts meaningless, should I say, or needless even. Long throw-in comes in. It's headed out, and West Ham will have a corner. No, they won't, because a free kick's been given against Thomas Souček. Not quite sure what for. Just waiting to see. We're not going to get a replay, I don't think. So we don't quite know what that's for. It must have been pushing or something by Tommy Souček. Just seeing a shot of the Gent bench, the Gent manager with his immaculately combed hairline there. Looking a little bit disturbed and upset about something, but anyway, ball tried to play the ball inside Ben Rama in the box, but didn't quite come through. Mr. Van Hazenbroek is the Gent coach. Of course, we should know that. Yeah, was a bit disappointed that UEFA wouldn't delay the tie tonight. Through ball, play through for Orban. The danger man for Gent, but comes to nothing in the end, and West Ham build again from the back. You've probably all seen the team, and you can see it up there behind me. Look, but there it is up there. But we can now. West Ham have lost possession. I think it's Ben Rama's giving the ball away in a really, really dodgy area. Gent on the edge of West Ham's penalty box, but good tackle by Rice and Paquetá working in unison to remove the danger. But Side Ben Rama just gifts the ball away by kicking it straight back to a Gent player. This issue that we've had with West Ham all season, conceding possession unnecessarily and too easily. Happens too often, doesn't it? Too often. Anyway, 7 minutes gone, 0-0, 1-1 on aggregate. Of course, if the scores are still level after 90 minutes tonight, we will go to extra time. If it's still level, then we go to penalties. Don't really fancy that tonight. But anyway, Gent now with the ball deep into West Ham territory on West Ham's right-hand side. The Hammers' bodies behind the ball in numbers, actually. Good ball delivered in, and it should have been. Gent should be ahead. Gent really, really should be ahead here. And West Ham are very, very lucky. Oh, now, the West Ham are incredibly lucky. The ball coming from Samoys. They're both onside. Auburn, unbelievable. Top scorer. He's got an open goal. He's 5 yards from goal, 6 yards from goal, open goal, free header. He's completely missed the ball. He's come over from his right-hand side, got up to nod it in. He's completely missed the ball. A player coming in behind him has also missed the ball. West Ham are very, very lucky not to find themselves a goal behind. Great ball in from the winger, Samoys. Yeah, what a chance. I mean, they're not going to get too many like that Gent tonight. And West Ham really got to be careful. That is a real wake-up call for the Hammers who still can't get a foot on the ball. It's all Gent at the moment. So nervy moments at the London Olympic Stadium. It's a good crowd, I should say, in here tonight. We didn't expect a sellout crowd because of the price of the tickets. A lot of people indicate that they will be staying away because of the lack of reduction in ticket prices. But it looks like we've got a healthy crowd there. I'd say it's in the mid-50s. I guess just looking around the stadium here and just seeing how many white seats and empty areas there are. But no, I'd say it's a mid-50s crowd, which I think is going to be the club's biggest Conference League attendance. Obviously not quite up with one or two of the attendances in the Europa League last year, but for this particular tournament, it's the best yet. 0-0 West Ham, just coming up to 10 minutes. West Ham Gent, 0-0. The Hammers team, Areola in goal, Soufal and Emerson playing at fullback, Zuma and Agard playing at centre-half. That midfield triumvirate of Declan Rice, Tommy Soucek and Lucas Paquetá, with the three up front, Antonio with Ben Rum and Bowen either side of him in their usual left and right positions. West Ham have actually just managed to get the ball back after about 3 minutes without seeing it at all. And it's back with Emerson in that left-back position. Emerson looking to make ways, runs into traffic, and is actually quite fortunate to get a free kick. I think he just lost the ball there. Going into the challenge with Hong and one or two others, Kim's as well. But referee decided that it was a free kick to West Ham on the halfway line. So a little bit of respite for the Hammers, who just looked a little bit dodgy there for a couple of minutes. What are you making of the game so far, team? Are you happy with what you've seen? Are you a little bit disappointed? Craven pointing out that Sevilla scored against Manchester United in the second leg of that Ty Hobo says Samoys sounds like Sir Moyes. Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? Maybe the pronunciation isn't absolutely correct, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Sir Moyes is definitely not playing for Gent tonight. Sir Moyes is right there, right now, gesticulating on the sidelines at one or two of his players with that look on his face. Yeah, kind of disturbed look on his face. I'd imagine there'll be one or two Hammers in the stadium at the moment with that kind of reaction to what they've seen in the opening 11 minutes. West Ham not really made any great chances so far. And Gent really should have scored after 8 minutes when Auburn totally missed that Samoys cross. Emerson breaking on the left-hand side. Looking for options. Nothing on. No movement ahead of him. Goes short to Ben Rama. Now, Ben Rama will be left to try and trick his way around the back. Cuts inside. Right-footed cross. And it just drifts aimlessly out into touch. And that's a goal kick. An absolutely useless cross, quite frankly, from side Ben Rama, who's going to have to do much better in the next 78.5 minutes or so if West Ham are going to score from those positions. Yeah, good crowd in there tonight. As you'd expect, the away end, the away segment is packed out. The fans having a bit of fun. I think it was sold out about 12 hours after the tickets went on sale, wasn't it? The Gent allocation for the away leg here at the London Olympic Stadium. So credit to them for filling it. Let's hope they behave themselves a little bit better than their one or two other teams that have been here in this competition before this season and at last. West Ham have a free kick. Tommy Soucek bundled over 30 yards from West Ham's goal by Castro. And the Hammers will just send this long, looking for Mickey Antonio into the channel, but it's actually gone straight out and it's a throw into Gent. So complete waste yet again from West Ham. who really haven't got started yet in this particular game. Now, goals, Conference League. Goals elsewhere tonight. It's still 2-0 in the Netherlands at Alkmaar 2, Anderlecht 0, which means it's 2-2 on aggregate. There's only 5 minutes of extra time left to play there before they go into a penalty shootout. Of course, West Ham will face the winners of that tie if we can beat Gent in this tie tonight. So keep a close eye on that one. Lech Poznan beaten by Fiorentina 6-3 on aggregate, even though they won in Italy 3-2 tonight. They're out. Fiorentina, the first team through to the semi-finals. And Nice have scored against Basel in the fourth and final tie. They've taken the lead after 9 minutes. It's Gaëtan Laborde, one of those one of several Nice players that West Ham have been watching closely over the last year or so, who scored the opening goal after 9 minutes. So the Liga side beating Basel 1-0. It's 3-2 on aggregate there. Here in London, at the London Olympic Stadium, here in Stratford, West Ham have a free kick in a dangerous looking position. We are, 30, it's pretty much exactly 30 yards from goal. And it looks like it's Soufal. Is that Soufal? I'm not saying that. Declan Rice is having a chat with the referee. Not quite sure what this is about. Let's just see if we can see what's happening there. Nothing doing. Lucas Paquetá deliberately walks into an offside position 4 yards from goal. It's a deep cross looking for Zuma, who gets on the end of the header, just gets underneath it, can't get on top of it, and it's over the bar. But first decent chance from West Ham. Yeah, he's just gone up way too early. Zuma just missed time to jump. Decent delivery in, but comes to nothing, and it stays 0-0. Just coming up to the quarter of an hour mark here in Stratford at the London Olympic Stadium between West Ham and Gent. West Ham have a free kick now. It's pretty even stuff so far. West Ham 54% possession to Gent's 46. West Ham 3 efforts. Goal so far, still yet to have one on target. Gent only 1 shot so far, which also wasn't on target. I don't know if they're counting the Samoy's cross there as an effort on goal. Maybe they are. I don't recall another one. But anyway, Gent have a free kick. We're bang on the 15-minute mark. No goals here at the London Olympic Stadium. Crowd sound reasonably lively from what we can hear coming across. But of course, as a club, we do have a propensity as a fan base to get quieter as the game goes on. Gent trying to play a ball through the channels on the right-hand side, and it's gone all the way through to Alphonse Areola, who looks to take it quickly, but the short options are closed down, and he has to rethink. And in the end, he hurls the ball out to Emerson on the left, who just takes a poor touch. It's a throw in to Gent. So, I mean, it's just that kind of lack of attention to detail for West Ham that's problematic at the moment, isn't it? And has been all season. Paquetá launches the ball from left to right, looking for Jarrod Bowen. Bowen's done really well to get underneath it. Under a bit of pressure, 2 players on him. That's going to be a free kick. Is it to West Ham? No, it's been given a play allowed to continue, and Gent look to work the ball away. Bowen dispossessed. And they've done really well, actually, there, Gent, to keep the ball in control. With Orban in West Ham's half, goes for a back flick. But it's a poor touch, really. It's never going to find his intended target. And West Ham now look to break away. Poor touch from Mickey Antonio, gives it away once and gives it away twice in the space of about 15 seconds. Poor stuff from Mickey Antonio. Now, get number 14 on his own, but gives it away. I say he had a lot of work to do there. West Ham regaining possession. It's all very bitty so far. Both sides struggling to get into any kind of rhythm here. Yeah, again, West Ham with the ball on the right-hand side, just giving it straight back to Gent. It's poor. This inability by the Hammers to be able to retain possession. We go on about it week in, week out, I think, on these streams. It's just something that not many other Premier League teams seem to do, or at least as frequently as we do, in terms of conceding possession. Just from nothing areas, really, when, a simple pass would be an alternative. We just seem to, I don't know, inability to string, more than about 3 or 4 passes together at times, it seems. But anyway, Gent have the ball, just playing it around the back lines, which will no doubt frustrate the home crowd a little. And 17.5 minutes on the clock. Gent with the ball on the right-hand side. That must have gone out of play because it's been given as a throw into West Ham. Now, what do you make of the game so far, team? Are you anyone slightly concerned yet? Hopefully not. Now, we have a yellow card given to, is that Orban or Paquetá? I'm not quite sure. I think he's given it to Paquetá. Let's have another look. The referee. Now there was a very, very late challenge. Oh, it's Orban's got his elbow up. He's actually punched Knight Gerd in the right eye. I mean, I think it's fairly unintentional, but that's that. Yeah, I mean, that's not going to be a booking against Paquetá. That will be a booking against Orban. So first player goes in the book. It's 18 minutes, and good news for West Ham, really, because that's their danger man, the youngster, coming scored many goals for Gent since he made the arrived in Belgium. But so yeah, it definitely looked like he it was a fist in Agaird's eye. Agaird's all right. He's all right. He's up. He's about. He's playing again. About to take the free kick, in fact. So he's obviously not that badly hurt. Long free kick taken, looking for Tommy Souček and Bowen. Souček wins the header, looks for Bowen. And there's a clash of heads there. Souček's won the ball. Both players have gone down, yet the referee has deemed it as being a free kick to Gent. Not quite sure how he reached that decision. Yeah, it's Soufal. My apologies, not Bowen. The ball was played out to. Both players still looking a bit. Neither of them are getting up anyway. Calling for assistance. Medical teams from both sides coming across. I've got to say the Belgian player doesn't look like he's moving. Looks like he's dead. Sure, that's not the case because I would imagine that reactions would have been slightly different were that the case. But the medical team's looking at their players now. Side Ben Rama deep in conversation with David Moyes, who's issuing him with further instructions. Flag sandwich. Asked the question, were Gent once called Gent St. Peter's? Not as far as I know, flag sandwich. They did used to be called Le Gantois. And of course, West Ham met Le Gantois in the successful 64-65 European Cup Winners' Cup campaign. I can tell you that Gent St. Peter's is the name of, that's one of the train stations, isn't it? I was there last week. This is how I know, and unfortunately, this is where the sad news emerged of the support the English football supporter dying. It was, of course, speculated at first it was a West Ham fan, but later reports suggest it might have been a Chelsea fan who was involved. But we were at the station at Gent St. Peter's last week after the game and didn't move for about 2 hours. Because the entire local rail network was closed down while police could do what needed to be done. But yeah, Le Gantois is the moniker under which Gent were formerly known. Flag. Hope that helps. Both players still down, receiving a lot of treatment. I would imagine that this could be the end for both Soufal and the Belgian player. Soufal is back on his feet. He's the first one up. Anyway, this is about 3 minutes now. Applause coming from both sets of fans for the injured parties. Soufal, hewn out of rock, isn't he? This one, strong as an ox. Back up on his feet. Looks very, very groggy. It's got to be said. But he's about jogging up and down, still waiting for the Gent player Castro, the number 14. He's also up. I can confirm he's up back on his feet, and yeah, he looks all right. Although he's coming off to be assessed, I would imagine. Both players going to have to come off for a minute or two, so it's 10 versus 10 right now. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for the comment. Alan Pardew's dad. Evening all. How you doing, APD? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. As its MP says, all is not here. Wonder what that means. Let us know. And David O'Rourke asking, what happened to concussion protocols? That was really heavy content. Yeah, it was, wasn't it, David? I'm not quite sure is the answer to that, but both players are just off the field for the moment. as play resumes. 22 minutes on the clock, and it's still 0-0 here at the London Olympic Stadium. Neither side really got going as of yet. Scores elsewhere. Alkmaar v Anderlecht has gone to penalties. I can tell you that it has gone to penalties. So we'll try and keep you abreast of what's occurring there. Excuse me, just waiting for that to start. Of course, West Ham or Gent, the winners of this tie that we're watching, will be facing the winners of that tie. But as we said, it's gone to penalties between the Dutch and the Belgian teams. Gent looking to attack, but West Ham just keeping it tight. Paquetá, players around him, manages to find Mickey Antonio yet again, concedes possession. I mean, you've got to do better if you're playing as a sole striker, Mickey. That ball has got to stick to your feet a bit more. 3-4 times already he's given the ball away. Long ball through the centre, looking for Orban, straight through to Alphonse Areola, who comes out and clutches the ball. And takes a little bit of time. It's a long throw out this time to Antonio. Guess what? He's managed to keep possession this time, gives it away, but wins it back, comes straight back to him. Now, Antonio looking to surge through the middle. What options has he got? He's got Bowen to his right. Is he going to pass to him? No, he's not. He's going to try and bundle his way through. And guess what? He loses possession again, and it's sent straight back to the goalkeeper. Frustrating, very, very frustrating from Mickey Antonio when there was a simple pass out wide to Jarrod Bowen on there, but instead he tried to do it all himself and bundle his way through, which came to nothing. Very, very frustrating. I can see my frustration is shared by David O'Rourke. Says, pass the ball, Antonio, on the stream. Getting that one a little bit before me. DJ Chris Valentine on the ones and twos, DJ Chris. Listening while on holiday in Mexico. Wonderful, wonderful. Hope it's nice and sunny out there, Chris. Hope you're having a lovely time. Where are you? Cancun, somewhere like that? Let us know. Ben Ryan with the ball down the line, looking for Paquetá, but it's easily dealt with by the defence, and it's passed along the line, but that's gone out of play, and that'll be a West Ham throw, I think. No, it's play allowed to continue. But Soufal comes in and wins the ball. Mickey Antonio doesn't try to challenge because he knows he's offside. And the ball plays straight back to West Ham. So, yeah. It's a bit like that so far. Very, very bitty, this match. Neither side really getting into any kind of rhythm so far. But Paquetá's giving the ball away, and that's dangerous. And that's to Orban, looking to play in. Oh, it's a decent ball. There's a chance here. Played across. Can it be? It's in. It's in. Gent have scored. Gent are ahead. Well, you can't say it hasn't been coming. You can't say it hasn't been coming. And the visitors are ahead at the London Olympic Stadium. Well, I did say it, didn't I? I did say at the start, I've got a bad feeling about this one tonight. And, well, there you go. Luke, you know, I've been saying it since the start. It's been the story of our night so far, giving the ball away time and time and time again. And this is appalling from Paquetá. Receives the ball just inside his own half. I mean, I don't even know what he's trying to do. I think he's looking to play it into Soufal, just gives it away to a player. Orban finds the ball, plays it across the box. It's a nothing ball, really. And then the shot comes in from the number 18. It's a terrible shot. It's going wide of goal from about 8 yards, and it sort of hits. Oh no, actually, I'm not giving him enough credit. It's turned into the back of the net by the number 11 for Gent. Kuipers, of course, who scored last week. So West Ham got it all to do. Behind for the first time in Europe this season. Paquetá, oh, don't you know it? You've had one there, son. Yeah. There's the warning. You know, well, we had that earlier warning, didn't we, when Orban had that chance? West Ham didn't heed it, and we found ourselves behind. And it's going to be a very, very interesting tie now. I mean, there are no mugs, Gent, as we've said. I mean, banging in goals for fun in the Belgian league. And, well, here we go. 2-1 up on aggregate, 1-0 up on the night. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. This is not how it was meant to go. Anyway, see what West Ham can do. The good thing is they've scored after 25 minutes, not 85 minutes. You know, it could be a lot worse. But you know, this is poor stuff from West Ham. Really need to settle into the game and get hold of the ball now. Jared Bowen looking to make things happen, but yet again concedes possession. But Tommy Suchek does really well to win the ball back for West Ham, and it's out with Paquetá again, who sets the ball in motion. Plays it into side Ben Rama. Ben Rama looking for options, comes back. Declan Rice, who we've not really seen at all in the game yet so far, plays a slide rule pass through for Jared Bowen. Doesn't quite make it, but West Ham get the ball again. But Paquetá and Mickey Antonio are fighting for the same ball there. It's almost as if we've got 11 strangers on the pitch that have never played together. It really is quite something else this so far. But anyway, a lot of time to go, which is good, I suppose. Also means there's a lot of time for Gent to get a second goal. And they're in here, they're in the back, and Orban's clean through. And, it's a terrible pass. And you've got to credit Aguerd there for cutting that low cross out. I mean, the referee's given offside anyway, but West Ham again caught out. Where was Soufal? No idea where Vladimir Soufal was. The ball played in the channel on the right-hand side. Long ball. And it's flicked on. And, I don't even know what is Zuma doing. His position there is absolutely dreadful. It's great work by Declan Rice to come across. Now, the ball's played across. I'm not quite sure why West Ham received a free kick there. It might have been for offside the first ball that was played, but Aguerd and Rice combining there to snuff out the danger. But West Ham at 6s and 7s all over the place so far. Not had a sniff, really. It's been a terrible start by the Hammers. Well, I say terrible start. The first 2 minutes were pretty good. We were all over them. Since then, it's been all Gent, unfortunately. And we're 29 minutes into the game, and it's West Ham United 0, Gent 1, 2-1 to the Belgians. On aggregate, the Hammers, of course, led 1-0 on aggregate last week in the Gamalco Stadium, I think it's called, if I remember rightly. But that's a foul. That's got to be a foul, Mickey Antonio. Not given. West Ham regained possession. The defender went right over the top of Antonio, but he's down on the floor clutching his knee now. Not quite sure what's wrong with him. Gent decide to play on. The ball goes out for a throw for West Ham, at which point I'm sure we will see a trainer come in and offer treatment to the player. Now, I'm not sure if he's really hurt here. I mean, this could be a very early example of time wasting. Mickey Antonio's backed into the player. He's gone to ground, and there's nothing wrong with him at all. He's absolutely fine. We're going to see an awful lot of this, I think, of time wasting going on for the rest of the evening, as long as it stays like this anyway. But just seeing a replay of the goal again, and Paquetá is absolutely shocking way to concede possession. And the goal, it's a comedy of errors. And Naif Aguerd almost, the shot came in from about 6 yards. Aguerd almost got it. If you haven't got a stream, he had his hands sort of behind his back like this, and it was a bit like, what's that scene in what's the Monty Python film? Is it Holy Grail, where you've got the come on, I can still kick you to death, the thingy knight, isn't it, the Black Knight, what he's called? It's a bit like that, trying to save the ball with no arms, but got a shoulder to it, but the ball still went into the back of the net. So West Ham trading here at the London Olympic Stadium after half an hour, a third of the game gone. Surprise on here, perhaps, or is it a surprise? Probably it isn't such a surprise, but if West Ham were to lose this one, but anyway, behind for now. And got some work to do. I was hoping to bring you live updates from the Alkmaar Anderlecht side, but I've not got any from any updates since they said it was going to a penalty shootout. So I'm probably just going to get the result of that one now. Anyway. Welcomes to one or two others. Seba joining us on the stream, the Henchcliffe family as well on the stream. Good to see you guys. Hope you're well. Ball delivered in from the right by Jared Bowen. Headed clear. It's going to come back to Soufal, who heads it on, but that's straight to an opposing player yet again. Don't panic, says Flag Sandwich. Remember, it's us, and we always suffer before eventually getting a result. Well, let's hope you're right tonight. But APD says, I'm panicking, Flag. No, not playing well. Not playing at all at the moment. But there's plenty of time to go. Mickey Antonio with the ball down by the corner flag. Tries to get it in. That looked like it came off her hand, but it's fallen back to Mickey Antonio, who pulls it back to Vladimir Soufal. Is it Soufal with the cross? Cleared out, but only as far as Declan Rice. Now the Hammer's beginning to turn the screw a little bit. Let's see if we can keep some pressure on. Emerson with the ball. Turns his man back to Declan Rice, who's forced to go backwards. Plays it square for Kurt Zuma. Looks to go in the down the line to Jared Bowen. Does well to keep possession. Turns face against goal. Running at his player. Finds Soufal. Short ball. Soufal puts a deep cross in. Antonio gets up with a header. it's not a very good header because it's gone out to the corner flag where side Benrahma picks it up. Emerson back to Benrahma. West Ham keeping the ball in play. Can Benrahma hit the byline? Does. Pulls it back. Good chance for Emerson. Has a shot. Oh, it's good save. Good save. Not sure it was going in anyway. I think it might have been going wide, but it's an effort for West Ham. We have a shot at goal. I'm not sure whether it was on target. That's actually that's going wide, I think, but we'll take the corner anyway. Come on, you Irons, goes up the roar of the crowd. Jared Bowen comes across to the left-hand side to take this corner. That's interesting. Outswinger it is. Easily cleared. Didn't beat the man at the near post. Declan Rice gives it back to Benrahma. Delivers it back in the box. It's another poor delivery from Benrahma. He's having an absolute shocker tonight. Everything he's done, touch so far, has gone wrong. The ball's all the way back to Alphonse Areola at the other end with Orban chasing down. Areola plays it short to Soufal, and West Ham can build again from the back. 33 minutes gone. It's West Ham United 0, Gent 1. Yes, you're not hearing that wrong. Gent scoring the only goal of the game so far after 20 minutes. It's Kuipers who scored in the first leg, equalised for the Belgians. After Danny Ings had put West Ham ahead last week, has done it again tonight. Deep cross looking for side Benrahma on the left-hand side. Benrahma with the ball, looking to get into the penalty box. Step over, little chip to the far post. And again, it's a terrible, terrible cross from side Benrahma. Wasteful, really, really poor cross. David Moyes. Oh, you can see the daggers coming out of his eyes. That's 3 attempts now from crosses, or 4 actually, that I can recall from Benrahma. 3 have just sailed out too long, and the other one just didn't beat the first man as it went in. But interestingly, we've seen a couple of crosses. I mean, that's another right foot cross from Benrahma. He's trying to mix it up a bit tonight rather than hit the line and put it back on the left foot every time. So that's the coaching team have noticed a weakness there from Gent. But if they have, it's not been exposed yet tonight after 34 minutes. Gent with the ball into West Ham's half on the left-hand side. Ball put over the top, looking for the number 7, but cleared out by Naif Agurd, who puts it into touch with Hong. Behind Suk Hong, looking to capitalise. A throw in line with West Ham's penalty box on the left-hand side now for Gent, who lead 1-0 here at the London Olympic Stadium. Now, is it a goal kick or a corner? Referee thinks about it and gives a corner. There it is. There's an update from the other tie, and it's good news for the Dutch side because AZ Alkmaar have beaten Anderlecht on penalties by 4-1. So the winners of tonight's tie will face Anderlecht in the will face AZ Alkmaar in the semi-final. Potential trip to the Netherlands for West Ham, if and only if we can manage to come back from being behind in this tie. Long way to go yet, but it will get nervy if it stays at 1-0 to the visitors here. The longer it goes on. Declan Rice with the ball inside. Gets half, plays it short to Jared Bowen, turns, starts to surge towards the box, plays it out to Soufal. Now, that's got to be a handball. The cross coming in and the arm was out by the defender. And indeed, the linesman and the referee indicating that a free kick has been awarded to West Ham for that fairly obvious one. Actually, I'm not sure it was. I think it hit him kind of here, which probably on the cusp of the, or you know, where the shirt is. So I think West Ham might be slightly fortunate on a replay to get that one. Now, Naif Agurd has put his arm round. We just seen him put his arm round Lucas Paquetá. I think he's giving him a bit of a pep talk there. Paquetá really disappointed after that goal. Free kick comes in, down, and it's in. And Tommy Souček, I think, has equalised for West Ham. No, he hasn't. It's Mickey Antonio. West Ham are level. Back in the tie. West Ham United 1. Gent 1. The free kick from the right-hand side, straight on the head of Mickey Antonio, who nods it home. Woo! And we can all breathe a huge sigh of relief. For now, as West Ham come back on level terms, just 9 minutes after going behind. Jared Bowen's free kick delivered to the near post. Mickey Antonio was stationary there, didn't have to move, just got ahead of his defender, and it's actually quite a good finish. It's quite an acute angle, but you won't see many simpler goals than that. Delivered to the near post, straight on from Antonio. Goalkeeper, no chance. It's West Ham United 1, Gent 1, and it's all to play for here once again at the London Olympic Stadium. As you'd expect, the crowd getting rather excited now. A lot more noise in that stadium, but Gent breaking down the right-hand side, and it's a West Ham throw. Well marshaled, well done side Ben Rama there, marshalling the midfielder all the way back and winning the throw-in. Yeah, good goal from West Ham. Yes, Paul, you will find that we're a minute or so, 90 seconds maybe behind any live commentary from BT or live streams or whatever. So if you don't want to know what happens, switch them off and just listen to me. Guan you irons, hope that galvanizes, says AD Star. Steve Palmer pointing at the kid in the front row, shouting, come on! Which we love to see. Bullet header, says AD Star. First decent cross of the game, says Dan B, and that's just what we needed, says APD. Mickey Antonio proving that he was right to be selecting the starting lineup. I guess you could say it had an absolute mare up until that point, but that's a striker's job to put the ball in the back of the net, and Mickey Antonio's done it there to bring West Ham back into the game, all to play for, knowing now that a win tonight would see us face AZ Alkmaar in the semi-finals. Mickey Antonio with the ball at his feet, loses possession, but he's giving away a free kick trying to win it back. Alkmaar, of course, Dutch side, playing the Eredivisie. Having a good season so far. I was quite shocked. They're one of the favourites, actually, to win this tournament. One of my favourites, anyway. So it's a real shock to see them lose 2-0 in Anderlecht, but they've turned that over, winning 2-0 tonight, 2 goals in the first 15 minutes, and managing to win 4-1 in the penalty shootout. Declan Rice has got something in his eye, and IF Nagurdi's trying to pick it out by the looks of it. He's saying the referee's fine. The referee asking. Declan says yes, and then rubs his eye. He's clearly got something in there that he can't quite dislodge. He says, I'm all right to carry on. Don't worry, says the skipper. And so play will resume. We're just coming up to 40 minutes gone in this game. West Ham 1, Gent 1. There's going to be, I'd imagine, 3 or 4 minutes of added on time at the end of this half for the injuries to Soufal and also 1 or 2 injuries to Gent players. Now, ball played down the right-hand channel. Looked like it was going out, but it's remained in play. To be fair, Naif has done a fantastic job of shielding it out as under the threat from Orban, who does his utmost to keep it in play. It's a goal kick for West Ham as play's about to resume. Sevilla 2-0 up against Manchester United. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, come 90 minutes, if the results stay like this, West Ham will be one of only 2 teams. 2 English teams left in Europe, West Ham and Man City, won't it, if Man United go out tonight? Of course, that could all change here yet. But we can but hope. West Ham in the ascendancy now, anyway, after that goal. It's spurred the team on. They're looking the stronger side now. Mickey Antonio trying to latch onto a pass through the centre, can't get it. It's hurriedly hoofed clear by a Gent defender out for a throw into West Ham, which Emerson will take. Yeah, it's kind of switched a little bit now. I mentioned earlier how West Ham were unable to string, even the simple passes together. Seems to be like a bit of a change there now. It's Gent who can't quite find their feet in this game, and conceding a lot of possession in those central areas. We're just coming up to the last. Well, we're in the 4 minutes to go till the end of normal time at the end of this half. It's still 1-1. Pipers scoring for the second time against West Ham in just over a week after 28 minutes before Mickey Antonio nodded West Ham back onto level terms on 37 minutes. Jared Bowen loses possession just inside his half. This could be dangerous, but Vladimir Soufal comes across and puts the ball out in the touch, and then for good measure shoves the number 25, who's Phil Tuna, out the way. Just a little extra present. That looked like a foul throw to me, but the referees allowed it to continue. Gent with the ball. Turn inside. Again, another weak pass, but they managed to retain possession. It's Pietkowski with a long ball down the right-hand side. But again, that one's just sailed straight out into touch. And that goal's really affected Gent negatively. They were looking all right until that point, but as I say, they've not been able to string any sequence of passes together since then. West Ham with a throw-in. conceded, but Paquetá wins it and gives it to Benrahma. Now Benrahma got space to run into, looks to play it early for Mickey Antonio, but it's a poor ball yet again from side Benrahma, who must be wearing somebody else's boots tonight. And then Mickey Antonio concedes a free kick. I don't know why he's complaining about that, because he's basically just fallen onto Akumu and just pushed him over and just dragged him to the ground. I'm not quite sure what Antonio's complaining about there, but one of the most blatant free kicks I think you'll ever see. But referee ignores his protestations and the play continues. The ball played back to the goalkeeper now, who just checks up. Ref. Between the sticks for the Belgians. And it's thrown to West Ham on the halfway line with Emerson on the ball. Craven, don't believe a word of it. That's all I'm saying. Don't believe a word of it. Throw-in taken, Mickey Antonio. Clever little nod on, looks for Benrahma. Can't quite get there. Ball cleared to Declan Rice and Emerson for West Ham. It just can't get out of their own half at the moment. Antonio does well to keep the ball. Tackled, and that'll be a throw-in to the Hammers, I think. Gent asking for it. They may well have been right as it goes. But anyway, West Ham being awarded the throw-in. Emerson looks for options. He's got Benrahma, who he plays it to. Benrahma will give it back to Emerson. Emerson's going to give it to Benrahma here, I'd imagine. No, he plays it to Paquetá, who then plays it to Benrahma. Benrahma's got around his man. Can he get a crossover? Well, I'm not quite sure what happened there. Side Benrahma's just, I don't know if he's tripped over his feet or what, but fair to say it's not been his Benrahma's half. In fact, it's probably fair to say he's had one of the worst 45 minutes he's ever had in a West Ham shirt so far. 6 cross attempts so far, and not one of them's found a man or even got close to one. But let's see what happens. Oh, lovely little touch from Paquetá to Emerson, who tries to find Antonio, but he can't quite make it. Again, West Ham's like to see some of these midfield players take a bit of a run with the ball here. Clearly under instruction to go early, and it's a great tackle by Tommy Souček, wins the ball back. Let's stick with this for a minute. Souček to Rice, Rice back to Bowen. Bowen coming in field, looks to find Benrahma, just doesn't quite meet his man, but Benrahma can win that back. He does. Can Antonio get on it? He can't. Defender does, and it's out for a West Ham corner. Good pressure from the Hammers there, but it all stemmed from Tommy Souček winning the ball back. 4 minutes added on at the end of this first half, not unexpectedly. As I said, the two Soufal and his opponent were down for 3 minutes, receiving treatment for the head injury. So no surprise whatsoever to see 4 minutes called here. West Ham have a call. It's Bowen again, taking it from the left-hand side. The outswinger comes out. Declan Rice at the edge of the box. Can he have a shot? Rice shoots! Oh, and it hit a flurry of bodies inside the box, and for one brief moment looked like it was going to fall to Tommy Souček, but the ball's just spun away from the Czech midfielder when it does, and the goalkeeper Rofe comes out and grabs it gratefully. But better from West Ham. Again, stays up, plays it on to Mickey Antonio. Antonio looks to turn his man. He's got round the back. Antonio going into the box. And again, it's a good tackle from the number 18, Samois, who briefly thought he might have given away a penalty there, I think, because the fashion, the manner in which Antonio went to ground. But no, it's a fair tackle. There's nothing wrong with that. West Ham have another corner from the left. Third corner from the left for West Ham. Jared Bowen, unusually taking all three. Declan Rice has taken before. Of course, it would have been Cresswell if he's out there. But Jared Bowen with that left foot. Where's this one going to go? It's a deeper one this time. Looking for Souček. Headed clear. Shot comes in, blocked. The Zuma shot comes in. It's blocked in the box. And it comes out to Orban. And there's a break on for Gent, who've got 4 against 2 here. Actually, it's 5 against 2. West Ham have to get back in numbers. Oh, it's a poor ball. And West Ham can counter now. Souček with the ball. Played long by Benrahma. Looks to go over the top for Jared Bowen, but it's headed clear by the number 2, Akumu, who's playing that central role it's a 3-man defence for Gent tonight, but he's playing most centrally of the 3. He's flanked by Fortuna and Piatkowski. But West Ham, Declan Rice plays it into the box. Jared Bowen gets into the box, cleared, but only as far as Paquetá looks to find Soufal. It's a short pass and it'll be a West Ham throw-in. Paquetá complaining about something, not quite sure what. The referee is not interested, and West Ham have a throw-in. Now we've got about 90 seconds to go until the half-time break. Would be a wonderful time for West Ham to score a second if we could put this one in here. Soufal's going to take this throw-in deep into the box, looking for Zuma. Zuma nods it on. Benrahma has a header, and now there's a penalty appeal here. Referee waves play on. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Benrahma's header, I think, hit the hand of a defender. But we'll have to wait for another look at that. VAR, I'm sure the VAR team will be looking at that. Ball's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now, there was 3 or 4 West Ham players who went up there looking at that, appealing for a penalty there. So it wasn't just something that Benrahma saw and decided to, make a lazy appeal at. It looked like there was something going on there. Now, Rolf has got the ball. He doesn't want to kick it out of play, I think, in case the referee gets asked to look at a replay of that incident. But he's now kicked it out to touch. Now, the referee's listening. He's talking to someone, and he's waved his hand like that, and as if to say no, nothing doing. I mean, that's as blatant a penalty as you've ever seen. I mean, blatant as a handball as you've ever seen. The header from Benrahma, the defender has actually got his arm out, draws it back in. It's the right hand of the number 18 Sam Moyes, who's been quite busy. David Moyes is furious. He's saying to the fourth official, why is there no review? I mean, I've got to say that looks like a pretty blatant penalty. I'm not. The only argument for it, I mean, there's halftime. The halftime whistle's blown now. It'll be interesting to try and find out what's happened there. The only reason I can think for that not being given as a penalty is that the defender's arm wasn't, kind of out here. It was sort of here, and he pulled it into his body when the ball touched him. But controversy perhaps at the end of the first half, in the final minute actually of the first half, but nothing's given. It remains 1-1. So that's it at the break. West Ham United 1, Gent 1. Gent taking the lead after 28 minutes when Kuipers, who scored last week in Belgium, put the visitors ahead. And just 9 minutes later, West Ham were back on level terms. Mickey Antonio converting a Jared Bowen free kick from the right-hand side at the near post to make it 1-1, and that's how it is at the break. A bit of a strange first half, really. West Ham came out of the traps the quickest, for the first 2 or 3 minutes, and then kind of Gent just really seemed to take control of the game. And West Ham suffered a real scare, didn't they, after 8 minutes when there was that cross from Samoyes that Orban had a free header with 6 yards from goal, just completely missed the cross, just got nothing on it whatsoever. But West Ham not learning their lesson. 20 minutes later, found themselves a goal behind after Orban, who we just mentioned, being booked for punching a Gerd. 9 minutes later, Emerson had an effort that was pushed wide for a throw. I don't think it was going in, don't think it was on target. It was a decent effort nonetheless. And then West Ham finally managing to convert their possession into a goal when Antonio nodding that Bowen cross home at the near post to make it 1-1. Penalty shout in the final minute of the 4 added on at the end of the half for West Ham when Benrahma's header clearly struck the arm of Samoyes. But the referee and VAR decide that play should continue. Not given. So there it is at the break. West Ham United 1, Gent 1. Let me know, what do you think of how we've been playing so far? Been up and down, isn't it, really? David O'Rourke says we played pretty well, bar Benrahma, since their goal. Hopefully we push on in the second half. Anyone else has got any comments about the first 45 minutes? Let me know. I'm actually going to take a quick break now. I'm going to zip off and refill this half full glass, have a quick bite to eat, and I shall be back with you in about 10 minutes time for the second half. So keep yourselves comfortable, keep yourselves busy, and let's hope West Ham can get a goal or two in the second half just to ease a few of our nerves. Yeah, I'll see you in just a moment. Take care. All right, you lot, we are back, ready to go for the second half. It's not started yet, of course. Well, at least it hasn't on my stream. And it is West Ham United 1, Gent 1 on the night, and 2-2 on aggregate. Still all to play for. What did you make of that first half? Let's have a look and see. Have a look at some of your comments while I've been away. What have we got? What have you been saying? Oh, Gnome's in the building. Good to see you, Gnome. Gnome telling us, I was saying earlier, wasn't I? It looked to me, I was estimating there's about 50,000, 55,000 in the stadium tonight. Looked fairly free, but fairly full. But Gnome saying that blocks 208 and 209 pretty empty at the stadium tonight. Plenty of elbow room then, says David O'Rourke. Mark says, did I hear you, TJ, say he was getting the drinks in? Cheers, Mark, on the old stuff tonight. I must stress that is water, nothing else. Indeed, it is water. The wonderful H2O. 10 men at the back, no one in attack. My favourite username. Passing needs to improve, he says. Final ball. Indeed, it does. It was pretty poor, wasn't it, in the first half, although we seemed to pick up the last 5-10 minutes or so. Didn't we? I hope it's... What's all this about me getting the drinks in? Oh, you're welcome to come and have a drink if you want to come up. The more the merrier. Not sure you'll get here in time for the end of the game though. Probably even this weekend's game. Did Cornet run over Moyes' cat or something? Asks Alfs. Don't see how he doesn't get a look in. Well, I mean, I would imagine that Moyes will be looking at it tonight, Alfs, if Saeed Benrahma carries on playing in the fashion in which he has for the first 45 minutes. Dreadful, wasn't it? Not at the races at all, Saeed. Unusually poor. But he isn't fit yet, says David O'Rourke. But yes, clarifying that he indeed agrees that Benny's been a bit of a passenger. Hammers coming back onto the pitch, ready for the second half. Big half for West Ham, biggest 45 minutes of the season so far, about to take place for the Hammers. A victory tonight would see us in the semi-finals up against AZ Alkmaar, who knocked out Anderlecht on penalties in the quarterfinals of the Conference League this evening in the Netherlands. West Ham would, of course, host AZ Alkmaar in the first leg before travelling to Holland for the return leg. If, and only if, we can beat Gent this evening. And it's certainly not a formality, given what we've seen so far. Now, we're just waiting for the second half to kick off. The bubble machines have been turned off. Excuse me. Excuse me again. And it's Gent kicking from right to left on our screens, who get us underway. No extra time, lads, please, says Craven. We've got another must-win on Sunday. Indeed we have. Huge game for West Ham's Premier League aspirations, I guess you could say, coming up at Bournemouth this weekend. And of course, the pressure has eased somewhat with those 4 points in the last two games against Fulham and Arsenal. Win against Fulham, a win at Fulham, and a draw against Arsenal, meaning that maybe we can put a little bit more into the Conference League with that slightly enlarged gap between the Hammers and the relegation zone. 4 points now, isn't it, currently? DJ Chris Valentine says, I currently have a mango daiquiri in hand. Cancun, oi, oi. All right for some, isn't it? Hey, all right for some. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. I know where I'd rather be watching the game, that's for sure. 1 minute gone in the second half. West Ham haven't touched the ball yet, I think, but Gent haven't got out of their half. So pretty much carrying on from where we were in the first 45 minutes. Yeah, and that just sums it up. A Gent player jumping high to win a header and then just heading it straight out into touch. Elsewhere in the Conference League this evening, I told you just a few minutes ago about the Alkmaar Anderlecht result. We've also seen Fiorentina book their passage in the semi-finals with a 6-3 aggregate win over Lech Poznan, despite going down 3-2 at home to the Poles tonight. 3-0 down at one stage when it was level on aggregate. Worrying times for Fiorentina, but they managed to get through. Nice won up against Basel in the other remaining tie being played this evening. Gaëtan Laborde scoring the only goal of the game so far there after just 9 minutes for the League R side. West Ham finally have the ball, but we're deep in our own half. This is, of course, the fourth and final tie of the Conference League ties being played today. Now, Declan Rice is in a spot of bother at the left back slot. Not quite sure what he's doing there, but Naifer does really, really well to win a free kick under pressure and avert the danger. 47.5 minutes gone. West Ham United 1, Gent 1, 2-2 on aggregate. The Hammers, knowing that a win here tonight would see them through to semi-final against AZ Alkmaar of the Eredivisie in a few weeks' time. Alphonse Areola, long goal kick, punts it up, looking for Mickey Antonio, who sort of doesn't quite win the header, sort of half wins it, but it's still in the air, bit of head tennis going on. And the ball eventually falls it doesn't fall to anyone. It's a bit of ping pong, everyone losing it. Tommy Souček, the last to concede possession, and Gent actually get a foot on the ball now, even though they're playing it all the way back. It looks, by the looks of it, to the goalkeeper. Gent still with the ball, but good tackle by Emerson. And he's actually won a throw for West Ham. It's a really good tackle. Did really, really well, the Italian international left back, to get West Ham back on the ball. We haven't seen a lot of it in the second half yet so far. Yeah, of course, a really good point that being made there on the live chat, that, you know, it is a big game this weekend. We could really do without having to play an extra 30 minutes tonight, and yeah, God forbid go to penalties. But Sam's going to need a goal fairly soon if that's to be avoided. Now Paquetá on the edge of the box cleverly takes the ball over the head of a player. Bowie plays it inside. What a chance this is! Oh, he's hit the bar. Tommy Souček, I think it's hit the bar. Declan Rice with a rebound. It's blocked, comes out. Tommy Souček's got to score from there, I'm afraid. 8 yards out, it's crashed his shot against the bar. Now, Soufal down the right-hand touchline, tries to play the ball across. It's off of the legs of Hong and out for another corner for West Ham. Oh, Bowen plays it across to Souček. He's got to score. You really have to score from there, Tommy. Golden opportunity. Played across from the left-hand side. He comes to meet the ball along the edge of the 6-yard box. Keeper comes across. Just goes for power, really, and gets underneath it slightly, and it cannons back off the crossbar. But West Ham with a corner from the right. First one from the right. Bowen taken from both sides. In-swinger from Bowen on that left foot. Doesn't meet a player, but Rice has the ball on the other side, sends it back into the box, headed clear again. West Ham piling on the pressure. Benrahma gives it to Bowen. Oh, it's a good save. It's a good save by the goalkeeper. That should have been 2-1. Two really good opportunities for West Ham in 2 minutes there. Souček hitting the bar, and then Bowen forcing the save. Corner again for West Ham. Headed clear. And headed clear again. And hoofed clear this time. And it's 1 against 1 here as Vladi Soufal is chased by the Korean, but back to Alphonse Areola, who just launches the ball forward quickly, looking for Tommy Souček. Doesn't win the header, but he wins the throw-in. Oh, busy couple of minutes there for West Ham. But some real good chances. But it bodes well, really, for the Hammers. I mean, if we can keep up this pressure, you kind of get the feeling another goal might be coming before too long. Although, of course, Gent have always got the ability to strike at the other end. It's by no means a formality for the Hammers, this one. Attempted through ball blocked by Soufal, given to Rice, into Paquetá. West Ham looking to counter. Paquetá to Benrahma on the left. The Brazilian continues his run into the middle. No real options on. Little 1-2 with Benrahma, but cleared out by the defender. Only as far as Soufal, 35 yards from. Now that could be a handball. And West Ham have hit the post again. Now there's a lot to unpack there, but hang on, Mickey Antonio's got the ball. It's all happening here at the London Olympic Stadium. Back to Soufal, poor crossing, only as far as Souček, 18 yards, lifts it back into the area, headed clear again. Still in the box is Benrahma, but he loses possession now. And now the defender's lost possession to Emerson. Can he pull it across? He can! Oh, he's pulled it behind Antonio and Bowen. And West Ham could have had 3 goals there, realistically, in the space of about a minute. Well, obviously you can't, because you'd have had to stop for a goal kick, but it's all West Ham here at the moment. Played into Paquetá. Emerson with the ball back to Paquetá. He's going to play it on the left to Benrahma by the side of the penalty box. Benrahma back to Paquetá. West Ham, and that's a clever ball in, slip through to Benrahma, and I think that's going to be a goal kick. Actually, I think the defender's clearance came off Benrahma. It did, but the referee judging that the ball crossed the line before the Algerian touched it. Now West Ham want a penalty. There's a big handball shout there. The referee listened to VAR. Let's have a look at this again. Oh, it's a blatant handball. It's an absolutely blatant handball. Now, if this isn't given, Akomo is he slips actually, and the ball falls onto his left hand. That's a blatant penalty. I don't think it's going to be given. But it's even more blatant than the one in the first half. Now, I think the referee is waiting for VAR to make a decision. Yeah, VAR are looking at this closely. Now, what's the referee saying? It's a VAR. It's got to be a penalty. I mean, it's the most blatant penalty you've ever seen in your life. It almost looked like it came off his left hand first before he played it with his right. It could have been double handball, in fact. But anyway, let's see what happens here. We're just waiting nervously. Referee just telling him to calm down, just waiting to hear the fact that, yeah, it's going to be a penalty. The referee's been ordered to go and check his monitor, and that is going to be a penalty. Oh, well, surely it's going to be a penalty at West Ham. Surely he's not going to overrule it now. A long check held, and the referee ordered to go and have a look at his monitor. It is a blatant handball. It's completely accidental. Let's have a look. It looks like it touches both of his hands. I mean, the ball, to be fair, if the defender doesn't touch it, Mickey Antonio has the ball and he's clear through on goal and has a shot. So accidental or not, that's a clear infringement that prevented the ball from going to. Now, here's the decision coming up. What's the referee going to give? Is that a good look? Penalty. It's a penalty. So West Ham, a great opportunity. Took a minute or so to look at it. Had a fair few looks, the referee. But Said Benrahma presumably will step up now. It's Akumu who concedes the penalty. And surely it'll be Benrahma now to step up and hopefully fire West Ham ahead for the first time on the night. And for the first time since Danny Ings in the tie scored in the first half. It's actually Lucas Paquetá who's going to be taking the penalty for West Ham here. Interestingly, not Benrahma. So, wonder who made that decision, who made that call and why. But anyway, let's hope the Brazilian can find the back of the net. Scored earlier in the season, didn't he? In the Conference League, his first West Ham goal. I think it might have been against SBFC. Could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks, if you will. But anyway, everyone holding their breath at the London Olympic Stadium as we await the whistle for Paquetá to atone for giving the ball away in the run-up to the first goal, which put West Ham behind. The whistle's blown. Paquetá takes his time, steps up. 1, 2, 3, little shimmy, and fires into the top corner, and West Ham are ahead. It's been a long time coming. We've had to wait 55 minutes, but West Ham are finally ahead on the night, 2-1, having been a goal behind after 28 minutes. Goals from Mickey Antonio, and now Lucas Paquetá has put West Ham in the driving seat here in this tie. The Hammersley 2-1 on the night and 3-2 on aggregate. I'm really not quite sure why the decision to award that penalty took so long. I mean, it's the most blatant penalty you've ever seen in your life, but our official decided not to give it and let VAR choose. But anyway, Paquetá, not Benrahma, takes the penalty and fires home to give West Ham the advantage on the tie. Of course, it is only one goal. Yeah, redemption indeed, Dan, for the Pac-Man, who, of course, was instrumental in that early Gent goal with a terrible pass conceding possession that led them to score. Mark suggesting that Paquetá wanted the penalty because he gave the ball away for the first goal. Quite possibly, Mark, quite possibly. But APD, not a fan of those stupid Zaza style run-ups. Can't say I'm a great lover of them either, APD. But, you know, if it goes in the net, as Steve Palmer rightly says, then it's all good at the end of the day. Game on anyway, 56 minutes gone. Now, what can Gent do? It looks like another foul throw from Auburn. In fact, every time I've seen him take a throw in the last two matches, it looks like it's been a foul throw. But referee not interested. And the Korean now Hong looks to get to the byline, but well attended by Knife Agurd. So he's forced to come back and play it short. Good ball, a dangerous looking ball, whipped in from Hong, plays right across the area. Gent still in possession. The ball played back. Orban with the ball up against Kurt Zuma. What can he do? 2 against him. Sufal comes back to help out. Orban plays the ball back, receives it again. Not really going anywhere at the moment. The visitors playing the ball across the area. Rice comes across and Declan Rice nips in to steal the ball. And now Paquetá and West Ham are on the counter. He's fouled, but Declan Rice picks it up. Rice has Antonio in front of him. What can he do? Rice carrying on the run. Still going. Still Declan Rice. Still Declan Rice. Still Declan Rice. It's 3. What a finish from the skipper. What a finish from Declan Rice. And West Ham have daylight between themselves and Gent. And it is now 4-2 on aggregate. A beautiful, beautiful run. Declan Rice started the move by winning the ball in West Ham's own half. Played it to Paquetá. Looked like he was fouled, but good advantage played, if indeed that was the case, by the referee, who allowed Rice to continue his run with the ball all the way to the edge of the penalty box, just to the left of the D. Fires low across the goalkeeper. Textbook finish. Schoolboy stuff. That's what you taught as a kid. Go across the goalie always, of course. And it's a great finish into the far corner. Goalkeeper, no chance. And that could be the end of Gent. Hopefully. I mean, there's still plenty of time for a comeback, but it's a really, really lovely goal from Declan Rice. Finds the angle, works an angle, goes across goalkeeper, and that's a brilliant, brilliant goal from the skipper and for West Ham. And just goes to show, doesn't it? 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes for the Hammers. Not too dissimilar, really. To the Forest game here a few weeks ago, when we hopefully we can get another one. I mean, what was it, 4 goals in 13 minutes, 15 minutes or something that night or that afternoon? Let's hope we can get another. Davy Moyes leaps into the air, fists alert. He knows West Ham are on their way to the semi-final. He knows it now, and he's delighted, isn't he? Absolutely delighted. Paquetá involved again, absolutely made up for that early error now, and West Ham now have some breathing space, leading 3-1 on the night and 4-2 on aggregate. Wonderful goal from West Ham there. Such a calm finish, says Alfs. Indeed, it was. What a brilliant second half, says 10 men at the back. Certainly has been so far. We've only had a third of it. We quite happily see the end of it now, I think, in terms of calling the final whistle. But anyway, there could be more goals on here, because Gent have got to commit, haven't they? Lots and lots of bodies forward now. Gent have only got 3 players, including the goalkeeper, in their own half, as the ball's played back to the stopper Roche in goal. It's Hong, the Korean, on the left hand side with the ball, plays it inside. West Ham now going to be sitting back and defending in numbers. I think anyone who enjoys seeing West Ham with a high possession percentage, look away now, because I don't think it's going to get any better than it is at this stage. I think you can see West Ham just sit back now, soak up the pressure, and look to counter whenever possible. It's job done really for the Irons. Right, no, maybe it's a bit early to say that. There's still half an hour left to go, but 2 goals up in any kind of competition with half an hour on the clock, you've got to fancy your chances, haven't you? Credit to the away supporters. They're in really good voice still. The Gent fans, 3,000 or so of them, making themselves loud and heard away there at behind the goal. But you can't hear anything from them at the moment, because all you can hear right now is 60,000, or probably more like 50,000 happy Hammers enjoying that Declan. And you see Declan Rice, I mean, you can still see he's almost wearing a permanent grin etched on his face at the moment. Lovely to see. It was a fantastic goal. It really was. Great stuff. Now, Jarrod Bowen does really well to win the ball down by the corner flag, and nips the ball against Castro to win another West Ham corner. And he's in absolutely no hurry to do it. Now, if you haven't done so already and you want to go to the semi-final, I mean, I don't want to be jumping the gun here or anything like that, but, I'm kind of, and I'm always the last one to do that, to be really optimistic and positive in games like this. But, I'll get the feeling we've broken the back of Gent. Now, let's see what happens first with this corner. Comes in, keeper, Rove comes out, catches it, and drops it again. Luckily, there's no West Ham player in immediate in the immediate vicinity. He was able to just poke the ball back over the line, but might now be the time to start looking at flights and boats to Holland. For those of you who are high season ticket point holders or bond holders even, because it looks like we might be preparing for a second European semi-final in succession. West Ham with the ball through to Antonio. Can Antonio get on the end of it? He can, but it's just nipped back to the goalkeeper by a defender in time, but cleared only as far as Rice. He plays it to Benny Ewing on the left. Lucas Paquetá with the ball. Back to Benny Ewing on the left. Looks to play it inside to Emerson, who made a good run on the inside channel, but it's blocked and out for a West Ham throw. This is so refreshing, says Tommy Lowell. Yeah, it is. It is. Too refreshing, too comfortable at the moment. You kind of expect something to happen, not in our favour soon. Such is the life of a West Ham supporter over the years. But anyway, maybe this will be a pleasant situation. But hang on, it's 2 against 2. Gent have managed to break through. Ball looking for Orban, but actually it's a really good touch by Zuma, who's done well to prevent that pass being made. And West Ham now looking to counter. It's a great ball from Paquetá out to Antonio. He's got Benrahma on the overlap if he needs him. He's not going to find him. He's going to go on his own. Antonio, and it's 4-1. Oh, and Antonio's done it again. And West Ham are in dreamland. And that is definitely game over tonight. Mickey Antonio taking the ball on the inside. No challenge coming in. Allowed to run into the penalty box. And just picks his spot. Basically just fires into the top right-hand corner. And that definitely is game over now for West Ham. Well, I said a few minutes ago that West Ham scored 4 goals in 15 minutes against Forest a few weeks ago. We've now scored 3 goals in 8 minutes here against Gent. And once again, it's Gent with the ball. It's Orban who was trying to win a free kick and fell to the floor. Referee not having any of it. And Paquetá, who's been absolutely magical, to be fair, in this second half, played the ball to Antonio and Benrahma. Antonio took control. Benrahma on the overlap. Antonio said, I'm not going to pass you. I'm going to take it all on my own. Cuts inside. No challenge. Criminal defending, actually, from Gent. I mean, they're running away, backing off. And he's just allowed to pick his spot on Roth. It's Piatkowski who just keeps backing off. And it's terrible defending. And Antonio picks his spot. Roth probably could have done better. Wasn't the greatest save or attempt at save in the end. Maybe could have had stronger hands there, but it's all over. That is game over. And West Ham from 1-0 down on the half-hour mark are now 4-1 up. 32 minutes later. So Mickey Antonio, unusually on a hat-trick. It's been a while, hasn't it? Now West Ham have the ball again. Little 1-2. Declan Rice tries his luck from 22 yards, but it's blocked and rolls through to Roth, the keeper. But clinical stuff from West Ham. I mean, we were complaining, weren't we, at half-time, how infrequently the Hammers have managed to string together a series of passes. It just wasn't working for West Ham in the first half, but not unlike Sunday's game, really, against Arsenal. The half-time break has come as welcome respite for Davy Moyes' men. And the manager's managed to get hold of his team, and they've got to score 3 goals since half-time. And we're just 20 minutes into the second half now. But West Ham are on their way to the semi-finals of the Conference League. And a tie with Utrecht, Alkmaar, not Utrecht, Alkmaar, I should say. Now, Orban, the danger man, who was felt he was fouled in the lead up actually to the 4th goal. He's down on the deck again, clutching his ankle. I don't think he fancies this, to be honest with you, with his team 5-2 down on aggregate and seemingly on their way out of the Conference League. Well, I mean, I know it now. Well, I mean, we're just seeing Declan Rice and Said Benrahma having a cuddle in the pitch there, almost a self-congratulatory cuddle. Come on, boys, it's not over yet. It might feel like it, but still 25 minutes to go yet. Professional to the finish, please, gentlemen. First time for me to see us win while on a live watch along. It's fantastic, says Flag Sandwich. Is it really? Goodness gracious. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. It's much better than watching us lose. Anyway, Flag, isn't it? Let's be honest. Mark Pierce says, I went to get a drink and missed a goal. Well, I mean, if you'd blinked at any point in the last 10 minutes, chances are you might have missed a goal, Mark, to be fair. West Ham prolific in this second half. Sound lovely, prolific, and West Ham in the same sentence. Nice to use that. Nice to use that word. Haven't been prolific in the league, have we, so far this season? But certainly have in Europe. This is going to be win 11 out of 12 for the Hammers, whose 10-game winning streak was unfortunately ended in Gent last week, but only a temporary blip, it seems, at the moment, as the Hammers can now pretty much enjoy the rest of the game, I think, knowing full well that only some kind of miracle or a huge collapse of monumental proportions would see the Hammers not win this tonight. But anyway, Gent still trying, still looking to try and pull a goal back. The ball's on West Ham's in West Ham's half on the right-hand side. Gent with it, 40 yards from goal. West Ham numbers behind the ball. Declan Rice and Said Benrahma defending well there. Gent still playing the ball. Referee was going to give him a free kick there for a foul, but decided to play on. Ball launched into the box. Albans tried to head it, and he just sort of come off his head at a strange angle, but ball's found its way back to a Gent player. Shot comes in. Zuma blocks. Back out to Gent on the right-hand side now. It's Samoy's with the ball. Back to the Korean Hong. And they're playing it around nicely, but not getting any closer to West Ham's goal. The Hammers will be happy. It's good, defending like this, just keeping the opposition at bay. Ball played short. Hong once again looks to turn, but he's got three players around him. Still manages to find his target, but Zuma does well, steps out and wins the ball. Little 1-2 between Zuma and Agard. Agard's going to play it out on the right to Emerson. Who's Emerson got? Not much on, but manages to find Agard. And more seconds, valuable seconds tick away as West Ham look to break out. Jared Bowen unceremoniously dumped to the floor by shoving the back, having received that long pass into the centre of the midfield from Naif Agard. And West Ham have a free kick just on the centre circle, edge of the centre circle in West Ham's own half. 68.5 minutes gone. West Ham United lead 4-1 on the night. If you missed the start, it's probably just as well, because the Hammers were a goal down here after half an hour, but it's been a really good comeback, and they're in comfortable place right now. Jared Bowen fouled once again. This time it's out by the right touchline, and West Ham are going to have another free kick. Expecting substitutions to be made fairly soon as we come up to 68, 69 minutes. We're going to see some from the visitors. I get the feeling that the manager's kind of... we are about to see some West Ham changes, actually. I was just about to say, I get the feeling the visitors have given this one up because they're bringing three on. David Moyes is making some changes now. Declan Rice is coming off for a rest. He's just asking, who should I give the armband to? Is it going to be Naif Agard? Is it going to be Jared Bowen? Is it going to be Mickey Antonio? We don't know, because the camera's panned away to a crowd clapping Rice in one. We still don't know. Rice is going to be placed by Flynn Downs by the looks of it. Looks like Danny Ings is going to come on. Congratulations from fellow midfielder, or former midfielder, Kevin Nolan there, and hand claps all the way for Declan Rice. The skipper's done a fine job tonight, and he can come and enjoy the rest of the game with the rest of the team. Danny Ings is on. I'm guessing Mickey Antonio has gone off, but we don't know, because whoever's operating the cameras at the London Olympic Stadium tonight aren't exactly doing a great job, focusing on one player, one area, and also those doing the the credits haven't told us who's come off yet either. There we go, we've seen it now. Downs on for Rice, Antonio replaced by Ings. I think there was a third substitution, wasn't there, about to be made? But anyway, we don't know. Free kick taken into Jared Bowen, gets into the box. Still Bowen on his left foot. Bowen, 5-1, game over. Good night. Jared Bowen making it 5 for the Hammers. And this is becoming something of a rout now. Bowen kept going and going and going, but hang on. Now, has the referee disallowed the goal? Bowen looks kind of perturbed and doesn't know what's going on. And David, now, are they making them take the free kick again? Davy Moyes is talking to the fourth official. Now, what's going on here? Absolutely no idea whatsoever what's going on. I've got a feeling they might be making West Ham take that free kick again, which led to the goal. Well, no, I think there might be a suspicion of handball. Jared Bowen surrounded by 3 or 4, actually 4 Gent defenders. The ball was kind of up around the waist area. Didn't look like there was a clear and obvious handball. It looks like it's been checked by VAR anyway, but let's have a little look here. I don't see any obvious infringement there. I think that's going to stand. Not quite sure what was going on with Moyes and the fourth official. No, no idea. what happened there. It hasn't. It hasn't. Right. Okay. The goal has. Sorry, I do apologise for the updates, but the TV company aren't helping us out very much tonight. The goal was disallowed. I can tell you that. But West Ham are attacking again, so it must have been handball. Kind of get the feeling West Ham haven't really got the rub of the green tonight, even though we're 4-1 up and cruising. I mean, we should have really had 2 penalties, not the one, and I'd like to see that one again. But anyway, here's Paquetá on the ball for West Ham, into looking for Danny Ings in the box. Danny Ings concedes a free kick, and it will be a chance for Gent to clear their lines here. I'm still not quite sure what that was disallowed for. I mean, what do you think, guys? Was it? Do you feel it was a handball? What did you make of it? Let me know. But anyway, I'm not quite sure what's happened there. But West Ham have the ball back. Paquetá on the edge of the box. Rolls it through for Ben Rama. Ben Rama's going to pull it back, looking for Ings. And Gent seemed to be all over the shop there. 1 minute they had a free kick. I was looking at a few comments. Look back, and West Ham had the ball on the edge of the box. So don't quite know how that happened. But Paquetá purring now, says Alcier, isn't he? What a second half he's had. Absolutely fantastic. Now he's Bowen. Another chance to make it 5. Tries his luck. Good save by the keeper this time. Gets it on his left foot, Bowen. Tries to whip it round curl it round the goalkeeper to his left, to the left-hand post, cutting in for the right-hand side, but the keeper's wise to it. And it's a decent save. In fact, it might be the first save the keeper's made in this second half. Ball's been in his net several occasions, but he hasn't really had a chance to get his hands on it much yet, apart from picking it out. But anyway, it stays 4-1 to West Ham, not 5-1. Now, Gent breaking on the right-hand side. It's good defensive work by Emerson, who manages to get back and put the ball out into touch to avert the danger. Handball, I think it was, said Steve Palmer. But Danby saying, I didn't see Bowen handle it. That's a strange one, wasn't it, chaps? The ball was sort of around in that area, but I didn't see an obvious handball. And you'd think unless it was obvious, it would have to be overturned. Now, I think the referee had given the goal, but difficult to tell because we couldn't quite see from the TV stream what was happening. Now, Maxwell Cornet is about to become West Ham's 3rd substitution. I imagine this is a straight swap for Saïd Benrahma. But look, Pablo Fornals is also coming on. So will that be Souček possibly? Anyway, we'll come back to that in a minute. It's a corner for Gent. Is it their first corner of the game? Free header. In fact, decent corner, free header on the penalty spot for the number 2, Akuma, who can only send his header over the bar. But West Ham have got to be careful. We're not likely to lose this game now, 4-1 up, but that was pretty poor marking from West Ham. Now, a couple of changes coming from West Ham. Now, this could be, my guess is it's Souček and Benrahma coming off, but it could quite easily be Paquetá, who's had an absolutely fantastic second half. Moyes with one eye on that weekend game at Bournemouth. Could well be that change coming. 15 minutes and a few seconds left to go. West Ham United comfortably ahead here at the London Olympic Stadium, leading the Belgian side Gent by 4-1 on the night and 5-2 on the aggregate. We've still not seen those changes come, even though it's a throw-in for Gent. So West Ham just holding firm for a moment. 4 goals again for West Ham. I'll have to have a look at the stats, but that was 4 against Forest, conceded 4 against Brighton, conceded 5 against Newcastle, scored 4 again tonight. That's not bad for a month. Is it a month and a bit? Maybe Newcastle. Forest was a little bit longer ago than that, but we seem to have had quite a lot of goals in our games recently. But anyway, 4, of course, again at the weekend in the Arsenal game. But Danny Ings gets into the box, but has the ball taken off him by Akumu, who quite honestly sometimes has looked like the only defender for Gent. But here's Jarrod Bowen with the ball, gets the byline, cuts into the box, still going Bowen. Bowen, can he get a shot away? He can. It's straight at the goalkeeper. Should have scored, Jarrod. Had so many chances tonight, hasn't he? But good work from Bowen. But you kind of sense the heart's gone out of this Gent side now. I mean, that was pretty poor attempts to win the ball back. I mean, the way he just danced around 1, 2, 3 defenders and the shot straight at the goalkeeper. West Ham have a corner. Benrahma taking the corner this time from the left, which hasn't been the case up until now. It's been Boeing all the way. But it looks like we might be getting a change here. Now, David Moyes issuing instructions to Max Cornet and Pablo Fornals. while the referee is having words with Samoa, who's having words in turn with Aguirre. It's all getting a bit testy out there. No need to get into anything silly there, Mr. Aguirre. We're through. We're looking comfortable. No need to get a silly booking or worse, sending off. Jared Bowen sends a crossover. Goalkeeper claims it comfortably. And Gent looked to spring a quick break. Ball thrown out quickly to the number 34, who plays it out to the right-hand side. Now, Gent have obviously made some substitutions that the TV folks haven't told us about, so I can't tell you exactly who's on, but we'll look to find that in a minute. Anyway, Flynn Downs out on the left wing for West Ham. Unusual position, plays it back to Benrahma, who should really be there. And Benrahma's just run into traffic, loses the ball, but it's quickly collected again by Paquetá. Superb from Emerson. Pull through the legs to Paquetá, beats a player into the box. Can he pull it back? Paquetá saved. I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do there. He kind of fired it straight at the goalkeeper. Sorry, Emerson, not Paquetá, I should stress. It was Paquetá who played that incredible little back heel down the line. But West Ham have another corner, and it's time for those substitutions to be made. Now let's just have a look and see who's going to come on and who's going to go. It's Bowen coming off. Now, who else? Will it be Benrahma or will it be Paquetá? Cornet replacing Bowen. Now, the other change is going to be Fornals, but is he going to replace Souček or Benrahma or Paquetá? I'm hoping it's the Brazilian because he's had an absolutely magical night, and I think he's due a bit of a rest here. Yeah, it's Benrahma, actually. So Bowen and Benrahma are the two players coming off for West Ham. And Maxwell Cornet, he'll presumably go out on the left with Fornals, I'm guessing, going out on the right. But we'll see. Note 5, the hand going up from Pablo Fornals to indicate it's going to be a 5-man midfield, but West Ham have a corner now. And it's played short to Emerson. Emerson takes it back onto his right foot. Delivers into the box, headed clear, only as far as Cornet. Cornet gets a shot in with only his second touch. It's blocked and cleared out. Paquetá looks to win it back, finds Emerson, and played down the line. Now, Danny Ings with the ball. Little step over, keeps possession, plays it back to Naifagerd, who's in a very advanced position. Maybe fancies a goal himself, the Moroccan international World Cup star. West Ham, all the tricks are beginning to come out now. Paquetá and Aguirre and Fornals keeping possession. Tommy Souček, nice work by West Ham. 5-6 passes. Lovely, lovely one-touch stuff here. Tommy Souček gives the ball away. And now, Gent have got the chance to break. West Ham going a little bit Arsenal on us then, didn't they? It was just a little, 1 or 2 touches more than you really needed. But hey, 4-1 up, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's all good. It's been a great half for West Ham, going from one of our worst halves recently to one of our best. Definitely a game of 2 halves, Brian. Tissoudali is one of the Gent subs. He's on the pitch. I didn't quite see who he came on for because we didn't get the graphics coming up to show us who is who. But those changes have been made. But the Belgians will be going home with nothing to show for their exploits over the last 2 weeks, which is a bit of a shame, really, because they've certainly given West Ham a test, haven't they? In Belgium last week, they were arguably the better team over 90 minutes, even though West Ham were ahead. And tonight, West Ham had a couple of minutes, a brief spell at the start of the game where we looked bright, but it was getting with a better team in the first half. And, they could have been 1 up before they even scored. I wonder if they'll look back to that Orban missed header from the Samoes cross after just 8 minutes that Orban completely missed. When he had a free shot at goal from only 6 or 7 yards out. If he had put that in and then Kuipers scores on 28, then it's deep trouble. But fortunately for the Hammers, it wasn't to be. Tommy Souček wins the ball back, but the referee decides that it was a foul on the inappropriately named Comes. And I think he's got a point, actually, kind of caught the back of his foot. But it's a free kick to Gent. Anyway, we're in the final 10 minutes, just over. In fact, it's less than 9 minutes of normal time to play now. I don't suppose there'll be that much added on time. We've had, 7 or 8 subs, so you might get 3-4 minutes added on as a result of the 30-second per sub rule. Just seeing a replay again of this penalty from Paquetá. Yeah, doing the little stumbling thing. Goalkeeper was having none of it. stood up, but couldn't get to the shot. And then we just seen again the Declan Rice goals and the Mickey Antonio goals. Decent finishes for West Ham. Antonio, of course, isn't going to get his hat trick because he was removed from the pitch on 69 minutes. Danny Ings, the scorer in the first leg, coming on to replace him with 21 to go. West Ham, Warburton, Moyes and Nolan deep in conversation there on the bench in front of Declan Rice and Mickey Antonio, who are in high spirits, good spirits there. Young Potts, I need to say Dan Potts there, not Dan or Steve, on the bench. Behind him, wonder if he'll get a run out. Mabama would have been hoping to get a run out, but that's not going to happen now because Danny Ings is on the pitch. And yeah, it's all looking rather comfortable for West Ham out there at the moment. For the first time since 1966, West Ham United are on their way to back-to-back European semi-finals. We did it when we won the Cup in 65 and knocked out the following year in the semi-finals in 1966. That could have been some year, couldn't it? We'd have won the Cup Winners' Cup for the second time and the World Cup, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. And it's been a long time coming. 56 years since the Hammers have been able to play in back-to-back European semi-finals. Unless there's a miracle and a sudden splurge of goals from the visitors, an onslaught, if you will. But they've only got 7 minutes of normal time to do it into West Ham's final third. Now, good run down the left. Number 24 on the ball. That comes, but gives the ball away. And now Lucas Paquetá, the player of the second half, looks to do something with it. Plays it short to Danny Ings. Danny Ings is going to look wide for Pablo Fornals. Fornals, his touch lets him down. And, well, that's a real sign of frustration for Pablo Fornals. That's not actually good. He's actually smashed the ball. The ball's gone off and he's just slashed the ball into the crowd. And he's actually hit one of our supporters pretty much flush in the face. The fans not happy about it. The fans in the that immediate area around him are not happy about it. And I suspect we might see an apology come from Mr. Fornals at some point in the next 24 hours to that fan as a result of that kick, because that was a bit naughty, unnecessary, but also an indication of just how frustrated I think Pablo Fornals is at, seeing such little game time lately. Fofana is on for the visitors. I can tell you about this change. 85 minutes, Fofana comes on for goal scorer Kuipers. So I think if there was any hope of the visitors getting back into it, that's just gone. With that substitutions, Kuipers have scored, of course, scoring both of Gent's goals in the two ties. Danny Ings on the edge of the box, tries to cut inside, plays it short to Fornals. Fornals is going to let one go, I think. Patiently looks up, plays it short to Vladi Soufal. Soufal has the ball, nicked off his feet, though. Should have had a shot there, Pablo. Not quite sure why he didn't. But he doesn't look happy at all, Pablo Fornals out there tonight, does he? Very odd. Tommy Souček does well to win the ball back. And good work with Fornals, who plays the ball into Danny Ings. Fornals has the ball back again. Back to Souček. Souček just on the edge of the centre circle. Pablo Fornals with the ball. It's like a training game now. There's no real effort to close down from Gent. They know the game's gone. They know they're beaten, and they'll be thinking about this weekend's Jupiler League game, I would imagine, right now, because they are on their way to a Conference League exit tonight. Of that, there is no doubt. At the hands of West Ham, have been absolutely fantastic in the second half. As good as we. As good in the second half as we were bad in the first half, you might argue, because it was a terrible opening 45 minutes for the Hammers. Yet somehow, like last week, we managed to get out of it on level terms. But when West Ham did turn the screw and start to play like a Premier League team, the opposition just collapsed basically. Cornet inside to Downs on the out wide to Soufal. Great little ball in, looking for Danny Ings, but Ings just has the ball taken off his feet. And once again, it's Akumu, who's been absolutely everywhere for the visitors. He's really had a really good game. As I say, quite often it's looked like he's been the only defender at the back for them. Fortuna and Pietkowski going missing at times. Ball played into the box. Naifagerd looks to head the ball back to Alphonse Areola, who just about manages to keep the ball in play. The referee says play on, even though there were calls for a corner. Tommy Souček gives the ball away in a really, really bad area. Chance for Gent to counter-attack, but that's good work from Paquetá again to win the ball back. Long ball play by Fornals over the top. Looking for Cornet. Cornet's through 1-on-1 here. Can he make it 5? Oh, he can't. He can't. He delays, has the ball taken off him. And dare I say, I'm sure that's Akumu again. It's once again, it's Akumu who's raced back to deny. It's a really, really clever ball over the top from Pablo Fornals. Now, Cornet's got 5 yards on Akumu, but just checks up and Akumu never gives it up. I tell you what, he has got some credit out of this game for me, that the Gent centre-half. He's been absolutely everywhere. All right, he did give away a penalty, but he's been absolutely fantastic, I think, for Gent tonight. He's put his body on the block for his team and doesn't really deserve to be on the end of a 4-1 defeat. Now, I've just seen the weirdest corner of all time. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Now, it looked like West Ham, there was a step over. Paquetá was involved, but the ball was won by, I've never, ever seen that before. I dare say no one would have ever seen that before. A tackle being made in the quadrant at a corner before the ball has even been kicked. Yeah, there's one. There's one for the record books. West Ham losing possession from a corner in the quadrant before the ball's even left it. Yeah, could only happen at West Ham, couldn't it? Really. There you go. 50 years of watching football and seen something for the first time ever, as far as I can recall. Anyway, cross comes in from the right from Gent. Dangerous looking delivery into the centre. Header goes up. It's Kera who gets in there and nods it over the bar. Looks a little bit nervous for a moment there. Alphonse Areola, rather worryingly, watched the ball bounce over his net, but it's gone out for a corner from West Ham's right-hand side this time. Gent will be taking this one. Don't forget, of course, West Ham will be playing AZ Alkmaar in the semi-finals. Alkmaar knocking Anderlecht out tonight. Finished 2-0 after normal time and 2-0 after extra time, and Alkmaar winning the penalty shootout by 4-1. The corner comes to nothing, but Gent regain possession on the edge of the box. Great tackle from Danny Ings, doing some really good defensive work there. And the Hammers looking to break out. Now, can the Ings get away? If he can, West Ham are away here. No, Ings gives the ball away. Gent pushing high, and it's that man, Akumu, winning possession back for his own side. Well, 25 yards inside West Ham's half. He has been absolutely everywhere for Gent tonight as Mr. Akumu. Joseph Akumu, who is actually a Kenyan international, although he's only played 9 times for Kenya since he made his debut in 2016. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, why he's not been selected, because on this evidence, he should be playing every possible match for Kenya, because he's been absolutely fantastic. 25 years old, 6'4", big lad, has played for the likes of Kamidi Sugar, Free State Stars, and Real Monarchs before earning a move to Gent from Elfsborg, who he moved to in 2019, moving to the Allsvenskan in Sweden. 5 minutes added on. We are now in just entered added on time. An extra 5 minutes called, and yeah, West Ham comfortable, really comfortable. Pablo Fornals is my most loved current player, says Dave O'Rourke. It hurts seeing him not being in the team. His form has dropped. I just want him to reach his potential with us because he gets it. Couldn't agree more, David. Couldn't agree more. Love him to bits. You know, we're all of us here at the site are big fans of Pablo's, and yeah, not good what's happening to him at the moment. Craven adding that he loves this club too. He definitely wants to stay when David Moyes goes. Surely, he may stay. And Rob Waldron adding that most of our players are good when they're in form, but that's been sporadic this season. Maxwell Cornet with the ball in the opposition box, but loses out to 2 players. Paquetá looked like he was fouled, actually, and always a bit of a set two between Cornet and Nurio, the number 25, and then he has a bit of a tete-a-tete with Paquetá. Referee comes in, steps in, and tells them to cut it out, and the free kick is taken. 4 minutes of added on time and left at the end of this game. West Ham in complete control on the night, 4-1 up, despite having trailed 1-0. in the first half, up to the half-hour point, actually. Ball delivered into the box, but cleared out by Kera. Downs makes a complete mess of it, but somehow does well to win it back. And now here's Pablo Fornals. He's going to look over the top. He certainly is. Looks to go long for Danny Ings, and that's a terrible, terrible ball from Pablo Fornals straight into the goalkeeper's hands. Doesn't look a very happy chappy out there, does he, right now? Pablo Fornals, not quite sure what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe we should endeavour to find out. But he's certainly not the player he was 12 months ago when, he was almost wearing a permanent beam, wasn't he, on his face, singing the massive song, as he did on that particular occasion. 3 minutes to go. Vladi Soufal doing well to prevent the cross coming in, puts it out for a throw-in. He's done all right, considering he was lying on the ground, semi-concussed in the first half. But hard as nails, Vladi Soufal. You're going to get 100% from him every single time. Really determined player. Cross comes in from the left-hand side from Gent. It's takes a ricochet off Cornet and comes back to Areola at some pace, but it's sort of chest high. He manages to pluck it out. The West Ham look to go again. 2 minutes of added on time left at the end of this game. Tommy Souček with the ball. Plays it out on the left to Emerson. 1-2 with Naifa Gerd. Just keeping ball now, just knocking the ball around. No need to do anything silly. The game's won. It's in the bag, as they say. Just need to get through this now. No injuries. And go to Bournemouth on the back of a very, very comfortable and morale-boosting victory here against Gent tonight. Danny Ings with the ball. Plays it short to Paquetá. Back to Ings. Ings tries to find Paquetá, but loses possession. A very, very crowded area there in the centre of the pitch. Flynn Downs picks up a stray pass, though, gives it back to Knife Agerd. And the ball played out wide to Emerson. Emerson looks to go down the line to Fornals. I don't think Fornals is going to get that, but he'll certainly get that. The ball headed out into touch. Fornals with the throw-in. Back to Emerson. We're into the final 90 seconds of the game now. West Ham so close to being confirmed as semi-finalists for the second year in Europe in a row. Ball play through the channel for Cornet. Cornet can't quite get the ball across, but he's still got the ball. He's holding it down in that corner flag now. No real need to hold it there, Max. I mean, we're 4-1 up. It's not 2-1. You can have a go, son. And he commits a foul. And guess who the player is that's fouled? Yep, you've got it. Joseph Akumu, the Gent defender, who's been by far and away their best player tonight. Last 35 seconds of the game here now. Gent in possession, ball in their own half. Have you enjoyed the game tonight? Let me know what you think of West Ham's performance in the comments down there. And while I remember, if you haven't done so already, if you've enjoyed the stream tonight, give us a little thumbs up, if you will, just down there. Hit the thumbs up button. If you don't mind, it's good for the stream, good for the channel, so I'm told. So give us a little thumbs up if you can. Last 20 seconds. Gent still with the ball in West Ham's half now. Ball played back towards the centre circle. It's in a central position with the number 24 looking for options. Plays it short. Not really much on for comes. But Gent still had the ball played out onto the left-hand side. West Ham just sitting there defending in numbers. Little 1-2 played short, but Kera comes in and nicks the ball away. And that is the final whistle, I believe. And that is West Ham United confirmed as Conference League semi-finalists. David Moyes, a huge grin on his face, raises his hand to the director's box, gives a little punch up because he knows he's done his job again tonight. Him and the boys, been a decent performance. It wasn't a good start from West Ham, but they came back well to win the game, and they won it comfortably in the end. 4-1 on the night. 5-2 on an aggregate. West Ham will play AZ Alkmaar in the semi-finals of the UEFA Conference League in a few weeks' time. The first leg at the London Olympic Stadium, the return leg in Holland. Yeah, if you're a High Points season ticket holder, keep your eyes out on KUMB for the next few days, because we'll let you know exactly when you can apply for those tickets. I'm sure there's going to be a big demand. I think, now I could be wrong here, but I believe the allocation for West Ham is just over 2,000. I will confirm that, but I think that's right, just around the 2,000 mark, which is obviously considerably more than we were given last week for the Gent title, which is pretty much half that. But anyway, a quick recap of what we've seen tonight, folks. The opening goal came, well, let's go back a little bit further. Let's go back to the 8th minute, because you talk about turning points in a match. You wouldn't sort of realise it at the time, but looking back, when Samoys puts that cross into Auburn, who's completely unmarked on the edge of the 6-yard box, inexplicably, I mean, this is their leading goal scorer, inexplicably goes up to get his header on and misses the ball completely. Massive chance, but it did prove to be a bit of a turning point in the end. There's a Belgian Hammers flag in the crowd, by the way, the Belgian flag with the West Ham crest on top of it. But they did eventually take the lead after 28 minutes. It was Kuipers, scourge of West Ham last week in Belgium. Well, we just want to listen to Declan Rice quickly. I don't know if you can hear this. Hang on.
You know, going 1-0 down, but then coming back like we did tonight with the crowd on our side. Place was rocking. You felt it, and you know, to score and all the lads to be involved and play really well was it was a top night for the club.
Well, it was bitty to begin with, as you said, but then 1-0 down, get yourself back on track, and I feel like that's where it all started when that free kick went in.
Yeah, I think last couple of games we've not been getting off to the best of starts. Been waiting for the other team to score to then react, and we can't start like that, especially in competitions like this. But look, once we got that first goal, you felt the buzz, you felt the energy, and you know, once we then kicked on in the second half, you know, we could have been 6 or 7.
Lucas Paqueta with a penalty, but your goal tonight, you can't stop smiling, the grin. Go on, talk us through it.
You know what? I think when I pick the balls up in them positions and I've got all that space to drive into, you know, I feel good. You know, when I'm running at defenders and I've got that space to drive with the ball, you know, that's when feel like I'm at my best. I don't get to do it all the time, but obviously to score the goal like I did, you know, it definitely goes down as one of my best goals for West Ham. You know, I'm so happy.
Could you feel the crowd literally holding their breath or urging you to run? Just run!
Well, there you go. There's Declan Rice being interviewed by a BT Sports team. Obviously, very happy, Declan. We'll bring you more from that particular interview on KUMB later on. If you check out the homepage in an hour or so time, there'll be more content on there for you to digest from tonight's game. Key points from Declan Rice there. The place was rocking. It was a top night. You could feel the buzz and the energy around the stadium once we scored the first goal. In the end, it could have been 6 or 7, said Declan. Well, let's just take a quick look at the 4 goals that did actually go in the back of the net. 37 minutes, West Ham levelled it through Mickey Antonio. It was a Jared Bowen free kick delivered to the near post, and it was a simple header for Antonio, who didn't really have to move, just moved some of those neck muscles maybe to from right to left to nod the ball into the back of the net. That was how it stood at half-time. And then only 8 minutes into the second half, Akuma, who, as I said, was my player of the match for the visitors tonight, but it was fantastic, slipped and handled the ball. And I'm not quite sure why it took so long to decide it was a handball. But it went to a VAR review. The referee was ordered to have a look at his screen. He did so and gave the penalty. And Lucas Paqueta stepped up 2 minutes later. Little shimmy on the way up, fired into the top corner to put West Ham 2-1 ahead on the night. 3 minutes later, it was pretty much game over. Declan Rice, you just heard him talk about it there, ran a good 50, 60 yards, having picked up the ball in his own half before putting the ball across the goalkeeper into the far bottom corner to put West Ham 3-1 ahead on the night. And then 5 minutes later, Mickey Antonio grabbed his second of the evening with a good run into the box, picked the ball out on the right-hand side, ignored the overlap from Said Benrahma, carried on surging into the box, picked his spot in the top right-hand corner this time, and it was 4-1 to West Ham, game over. We did have a fifth, actually, didn't we? 8 minutes later, Jared Bowen put the ball in the back of the net. It was disallowed. We still don't quite know what for, because we weren't told on the by the TV. Perhaps it was explained by the commentators who we couldn't hear. But anyway, it looked like it was probably for handball. Looked like a dodgy decision, to be fair, but you know, 4-1, 5-1, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's game over. And that was how it finished. A flurry of substitutions from David Moyes, who is a very happy man, and no doubt we'll be hearing from him very soon. And of course, we'll be bringing you all the comments from David Moyes post-match press conference later on KUMB. Check the homepage in an hour or so when we've had time to transcribe all his comments and copy them over for you, and it'll all be on there. Alternatively, if you just stay watching BT Sports for a few minutes, I'm sure they'll have him on. But anyway, there it is, folks. That's it for tonight. We're going to wrap up there because I've got loads and loads of content to go and add. So we're going to call it a night there. Thank you to everyone for joining me on the stream. Thank you for your thumbs ups as well. Thank you very much for giving us one of those down there. It all helps. Thank you to Steve, to Dave, APD, Hobo, Alfs, Craven, all the usual gang, everyone else for joining me, David, etc. for joining me on tonight's stream. Where are we? Bournemouth. Yes, so we'll be back this weekend, hopefully, with another stream for you. And it probably won't be me on my own, which means voice box can get a bit of a rest because it's hard work doing this on your own for 90 minutes. But anyway, thank you everyone for your company. Do really appreciate your support. Get yourself on over now to the KUMB.com forum on the match thread and chat with your fellow Hammers, the rest of the KUMB team about what's gone on tonight. Have you enjoyed it? Yeah, of course we've enjoyed it. It's been a fantastic night for West Ham, isn't it? Through to the semi-finals of the European Conference or the Conference League, the UEFA Conference League, through to a semi-final in Europe in successive seasons for the first time since 1965 and 1966, all those years ago. And who knows, we could win the trophy yet. Going to be a long way to go, but makes it all a bit exciting, doesn't it? Anyway, we'll see you at the weekend. Bournemouth versus West Ham United. Back to the Premier League, back to the bread and butter, and the rest. Enjoy what we've seen tonight. Till then, everybody, take care, look after yourselves, have a good week, and as always,